Good morning, everybody. Please, if you can hear me, just type a yes. Let's know we're together. All right, thank you. Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Wolabi. Good morning, Mikay, Wasiu, Macaulay. Good morning, Mr. Victor. All right, so apologies, we had some technical issues, and that's why you couldn't sign in with the other link. So this is just an alternative link. Morning, David Fresh, Mr. Pius. So today we're going to have a very short session this morning. We have two events today. Uh, Okay, one event already happened. The other one is going to be late in the afternoon. That's sorry, later in the afternoon. That'll be by 3:30 p.m. That's crude oil inventories, and it's going to be a dollar-based news. I think I will have to leave that for the afternoon analysis session. That will be handled during the analysis session in the afternoon by 12:30. But then let's just go over to our charts and see what we have for this morning. The dollar has been it's not been moving as expected since yesterday. So all the setup we have for yesterday, they are still very much applicable today. So possibly all things being equal, we should start seeing some movement in the market today. So our dollar index analysis still remains the same. We are still expecting a bullish breakout, on the dollar index. We still have price still, trading at our support level. And don't forget that we actually have a range here on the weekly time frame with support all below. So price has been ranging between this, between resistance and support on the weekly time frame. So the next move up, the next wave up actually should be an uptrend. So technically we are set for an uptrend on the dollar index on the weekly time frame, both at the support level and even looking at the wave. The next wave should be an uptrend. So we remain bullish on the dollar index. And that takes us back to the USD JPY. Now, I said on Monday that we should expect some bullish movement on USD JPY. That happened already. But then we can see some decline. We can see some decline. Okay, yeah, this is where we have the move on Monday. This is it. So we saw some decline, yesterday. Can see some decline, but it looks like price hitting the support level, and we should see a continuation in the bullish direction today. So I will have my trend line drawn up there. Now, it depends on how the market moves. Maybe it may move before the crude oil inventory later in the afternoon. But then currently price is getting close to breaking out, above this trend line region. So if price breaks out above this trend line, then we'll be ready to trigger a buy because currently the RSI is already above 50 and MACD is even getting ready to cross above zero. So once we see a breakout above the trend line on the USD JPY, that will be a time to trigger a buy on the USD JPY. This even completes it as a falling wedge pattern. So we remain bullish on the USD JPY. And we are also bullish on the USD CAD. These are things I mentioned yesterday. So there wasn't sufficient liquidity to push them yesterday, but we anticipate a better liquidity in the market today. So this is USD CAD. We have price trading in an uptrend, and also we have a valid support level, support zone. So technically, we should be looking out for a bullish movement on the USD CAD. And if we flip down to the 1 hour time frame, this is what we have. We see that price is really getting ready to make, a bullish breakout. If our price has broken out below, above the support level there, it's ready to really break out upwards. And the RSI is currently above 50, is on 55. So we're really getting ready to see some massive bullish movement on the USD CAD. I'll be very careful of making an entry now. This still seems to be a little bit far away from the expected area where we should have a breakout. So what I'll suggest with USD CAD is that we wait for price to break above this current minor resistance because there's a possibility price may hit this resistance and drop. before finally making a final break. So it's not yet time, even though price seems to have broken out above the trend line, above the support. I will still advise you hold on. Let price clearly break out above this, minor resistance zone. That's when we'll see a massive bullish breakout on the USD card. So I still remain bullish on the USD card. And I'm equally still bullish on the USD CHF. In fact, this one is going to be a very sweet breakout session on the USD CHF. And why I said that is this. On the daily time frame, we can clearly see that price. You can see that we have a low here and another one. I've switched over to the line chart. So technically, we are expecting a reversal in price. Now, let me remove all these lines so that we can clearly see. You can see that price hit that same low yesterday and closed, on that support level. So technically, we're expecting a bullish breakout on the USD CHF today. So if we flip down to the 1 hour time frame, we can draw a trend line and we can equally draw a second one as we anticipate a breakout. Price is already testing that trend line. If price is able to make a breakout above that trend line, then we should be getting ready to see a bullish breakout on the USD So two things can happen. We can have an outright breakout or breakout a retest, in which case it may end up forming an inverse head and shoulder, then a continuation. But our advice, we just wait and see what happens first, because it's possible it may give a retest. And that can also depend largely on the outcome of the news in the afternoon. We may have a retest before we have a continuation. But either way it goes, we are bullish on the USDCHF. And we're bearish on the GBP USD. I mentioned this yesterday when we had the afternoon analysis session. For the GBP USD, price actually hit a support turned resistance level here on the weekly time frame. And if you check in time past, this has been a key level because price had always reacted each time price touches this level. So it's a very strong key level where price had reacted multiple times, in the past. So if you flip down to the 1 hour, we can clearly see that price is breaking out. We have already a kind of a breakout candle, right there, and we have our RSI clearly below 50. It's on 43. It's already on 43. And after price hit the resistance. But then we have a very sharp pattern here. We may see a retest back to this resistance on the weekly before we see a further continuation. That's a very strong possibility. So we should be looking out for a possible breakout once price is able to break below this area. Let's just take it as our kind of our neckline. So if a new candle breaks out below that neckline, it will be a time to trigger a sell on GBP USD. Don't forget RSI is already below 50. So the bearish trend is actually strong. The only thing we're waiting out for is a further confirmation before we trigger a sell on the GBP USD. And finally, we have gold. Gold is the last one I'll do. Now, gold on the 4 hour time frame, we can see we have a rising wedge pattern and we have a resistance here, which actually evolved into a double top pattern, which is expected to lead to a massive bearish breakout. That's on one side there. On the other side, there's equally a double top here, though the other side of it is not touching the other resistance, but still very much okay. And that will equally lead to a massive bearish breakout. But let's our focus for now be on this first one right here. Let me draw properly. All right, so that's my main focus on now. There's a valid double top there, and it's on 4 hour. Now, this is a word of caution. Gold should be traded with as much caution as possible because it can be very, very volatile. So we have a neckline region there for the double top, and you can trigger a sell if a new candle, a new 4-hour candle precisely, breaks out below this level. And RSI is at 49. It's still, that's relatively still close to 50. You want to see RSI drop to maybe 47, 46 before you can trigger a sell, and that's on 4 hour. But let's see if we can look at something good on 1 hour. You can see it's still a very valid double top right here. Still very, very valid. All right, so on 1 hour, RSI is already at 39, which is very good for a bearish trade. It's very good. And MACD has actually crossed below zero. Okay, so this is excellent. We can also look at this gold on 1 hour. So what I'll suggest you do, the neckline is still very valid. So you wait for a new candle to open below the current candle we have here or below the support zone. And with that, you can trigger a sell on gold on the 1 hour. So we're bullish on the dollar, we're bullish on USD JPY, we're bullish on USD CHF, we're bullish on USD CAD, and we're bearish on gold and GBP USD. Okay, so that will be all from my end this morning. I'll take just a few questions and we'll round up the analysis session. So Mr. Olabi is asking about Euro New Zealand. Okay, so let me just quickly look at that. Now, Euro New Zealand is on a long-term sell. You can see I've my analysis set up on it. And it dates back from this resistance. There's a massive resistance level there on the monthly time frame. On the monthly time frame, and equally on the week, up there on the monthly, and even right here on the monthly. And there's also an uptrend line there, that's on the monthly side. On the weekly time frame, there was a massive rejection candle here, and which is equally a bearish setup. The resistance is bearish, the rejection candle is bearish, and finally we had the formation of a head and shoulder. Now, the only thing about this setup is that this head and shoulder is not like the normal way it should be. Usually, if you're having a downtrend, excuse me, you may have your head and shoulder this way so that it drops. But this time around, it's facing the other side. It's not always, somehow, I'm not saying it's not good, but that's just what we have. And price broke out below that next line on the daily time frame. I can see there has been a decline since then. So, and the decline is going to continue for quite a while. It's going to continue for quite a while. Though currently it's on Fibonacci 61.8. So this is a level you want to be cautious on this because there can be a bounce, and then maybe a continuation. I'm not too sure. Maybe there could be a bounce. We're only starting a continuation if a new candle breaks out below this Fibonacci level. If it does, then the next target will be Fibonacci 78.2. So it's a bearish one. So if you want to trade this on a lower time frame, what you do is that you go to maybe 1 hour and wait for some retracement, then a further continuation. So the closest retracement I can see here can be this. We have a trend line right here. Let me take it to 4 hour. Okay, good. Let me clear off everything so that it doesn't confuse us. No, this will not work. Okay, so this may work. Good. So the tip of the candle up there and here. So if we have price retrace to hit this level, and coincidentally, this other zone here will act as a resistance. So we will end up with a confluence. So if price retraces back to this place, touches the trend line, touches the resistance, then we'll see a further breakout downwards. So that's my view on the Euro New Zealand if you want to sell it. And this is on 4 hour. You can still flip down to 1 hour to see that in operation. Let's quickly do that in a minute. So we can go down to 1 hour. Sorry, this line is falling out of place. Okay. Okay, so I think it's still the same. It goes back up here. So that becomes the confluence. It becomes the confluence, the trend line, and the resistance. Then we can have a further bearish breakout. So that's my view on the Euro New Zealand. Sorry, we don't have any group for synthetic indices analysis. We have just one group where we analyze, and that's where you are at the moment. DJ30. So my response is to Salma Fani. Okay, I'm trying to get out DJ30. Just a second. Okay, I can't find it, but let me just open a fresh one. All right, so this is DJ30 on the weekly time frame, and the price actually, let me zoom it out. Okay, price hits, yeah, we have a hit there on the resistance level. There's a resistance level between here and here, so we expect some decline in price. So that's the weekly. Let's go down to the daily. So, all right, so on the daily, we have a rejection candle 2 days ago. So that should lead to a breakout in the bearish direction. Though yesterday, the breakout didn't happen. So possibly you might be experiencing that today, all things being equal. 4 hour and 1 hour. Okay, so that's what led to this move here. All right, so what I would say with the DJ30 is this. Since we have resistance there on the weekly time frame, we just draw our trend line right here as we anticipate a bearish breakout. With what I'm seeing on the 1 hour, it's possible we may have price push up here before a reversal, or we may just have an outright breakout. Those are the two scenarios that is possible around this instrument. But then I will also advise, if you're to trigger a sell on this, I will advise you wait for a price to break out below this zone. Let that be your confirmation. Either it goes up or breaks out outrightly. Let that be a new breakout below this low for you to trigger a sell on DJ30. So we're bearish on DJ30. BTC. Yeah, this BTC, I was telling somebody at the office, I was showing somebody at the office yesterday afternoon. I don't know if it's on the platform this morning. We had a bearish setup, but I will be
Yes,
very.
I am the same person.
Yeah, the same person. What did I tell you about BTC yesterday? I'm still trying to locate it. I told you it was going to sell. Yeah, this is it. As at the time he was asking me yesterday, BTC was, I think it was testing this trend line right here. And I said I see it as a rising wedge pattern that will break out. And I said yes, though the target will be 51, 50, and 61.8, but at least 38.2 is as good as a guaranteed level. And BTC has already got into that 38.2. So I'll be very careful at this point because the RSI is already oversold. It's already oversold at 25. It's already oversold. So what could happen is that there could be a bounce before a further continuation. That is what will likely happen. And don't forget that there's actually a support level here also. So we have a confluence here. Fibonacci 38.2 is acting as a support, and there's an actual support. There's an actual support combined with the support level of Fibonacci 38.2. So this whole region here is a support zone. Why did I call it a support zone? Because we have lows that are close, and this entire place forms a low, so it forms a support zone. So there's a likelihood of a retracement before a further continuation on BTC. So that's what I'm saying. I believe it may still get to 50 and 61.8. So if you want to trade BTC at all at this wherever it is now, what I would advise is that you wait for a fresh candle to break out below this support zone. That's what with this oversold, there will likely be a kind of a correction or retracement before that continuation happens. But just in case it didn't happen that way, just make sure that you have a new candle below this support zone before you have a continuation to 61 to 50 and possibly 61.8. So we're still bearish on the BTC USD. And please don't forget, this is a swing. It's a 4 hour. So I will advise you trade with caution because BTC can be very, very volatile. Please, I will advise if you have any account less than $100, please don't trade BTC, even on 0.01. I will advise you on that. It can be extremely volatile. All right, I think we're done. Don't worry, I've analyzed gold. Now we're doing something now. We're going to be uploading most of our even our analysis sessions on our YouTube channel. So if you happen to have missed any part of the session, you can always go back to the channel, to watch it. So I will not be going back to those items I've analyzed. I'll just tell you the summary. For gold, we are bearish. So that's what we are. We're bearish on gold. And somebody is asking about New Zealand JPY. Okay, so I will touch that. And somebody is asking about Euro USD. That will be the last I will analyze for this morning. So now the JPY pairs, I've said it times without number that I have a long-term bullish outlook, but there seems to be uh some range around them in the last couple of weeks. If it's possible to avoid them, just avoid them. It looks like the strength is not there to push them up for now. That could be some fundamental, issues. So even though technically, okay, sorry, I'm just saying something now. Technically, over the long-term move is bullish, but then, uh, okay, I just cited something now. We also have price hitting a support turn resistance. So we might be experiencing a decline. Okay. I think that's what price is trying to do. We'll have a decline, then it will form a double bottom. It will now ride up with that. Okay, that's not bad. So for now, I'm looking at the possibility of a decline on BTC. That's a support turn resistance, and that should lead to a decline, back to the trend line or possibly that, support zone on the daily time frame. So let's go down to 1 hour. 1 hour should be our best bet for this. Wow, there's been a serious range lately on 1 hour, serious range. But then we can still find a way around this. Please let's mute our devices. All right, so we have a trend line right here. And we might have to wait for price to break out below that trend line for us to trigger a sell on New Zealand JPY. So I'm bearish on New Zealand JPY. So finally, we have the Euro USD. We are bullish on the USD CHF. Now on Euro USD, I would rather look out for trading USD CHF, USD JPY, USD CAD, and GBP USD. Because on Euro USD, with the way price is doing currently, technically I actually expect price to hit this resistance. That's my analysis since Monday before a decline. That's what is right technically, but price seems not to be doing that. And we don't just run after price. We actually analyze and we wait for price to come and meet us. That's how we do it. Sorry, there's a trend line somewhere. Okay, good. There's a descending trend line from the monthly time frame, which is meant to act as a confluence to this resistance, and that is expected to lead to a massive bearish breakout on Euro USD. But price seems not to be doing that at the moment. So this is what price is doing. It's trying to do some sell from here. I'm not getting the vibe as expected. So for now, I will just personally stay out of Euro USD. I'll stay out of Euro USD. All right, so that will be all for this morning. For those who are just joining us, we've looked strictly more at the dollar today. We're bullish on the dollar index. We're bullish on the USD JPY. We're bullish on the USD CHF. We're bullish on the USD CAD. And we're bearish on gold, on GBP USD. So 5 instruments of analyzed this morning. So for those who came late, like I said, we're going to try to drop the link to this video on our YouTube channel. So watch out in your WhatsApp groups. We'll likely drop the link. And you can just go ahead and subscribe to PU Prime Africa on YouTube. You get this video there in the course of the day. So don't forget, we have a live NFP trading next week, Friday. Next week, Friday will be the first Friday of the month of September. So if you don't have an account with us yet, please go to our website, www.puprime.com, to open a live trading account. And don't forget that physical trading runs in our Abuja office and Lagos office on Tuesdays. So if you live around Abuja and Lagos, make sure you are available for these physical training sessions. And currently we're running a 6-week boot camp. Where this week should be the 3rd week of the boot camp. We're having a boot camp session this evening by 7 p.m. So just watch out for the link also in your WhatsApp group. Now, the days for the online bootcamp sessions are Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays, all of them 7 p.m. So 7 p.m. today, there'll be a bootcamp session. 7 p.m. on Friday, there'll be a bootcamp session. And 7 p.m. on Sunday, there'll be a bootcamp session. And for those who have jobs that do not allow them to either come for physical training during the week or cannot join the online bootcamp session in the night, there is also a physical bootcamp session for 6 weeks at our Abuja office and Lagos office on Saturdays by 11 a.m. So if you fall in that category, you want to have a physical session on weekends, precisely Saturday, join us this Saturday by 11 a.m. at our Abuja office and Lagos office. All right, so that'll be all for now. Take care and have a great day ahead. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, sir. Bye-bye. Have a good day.
You too, my welcome. Yeah.